It's our stories. Welcome to a world where real stories sounds like a movie script.
I remember that day so vividly it feels like it happened an hour ago. It started as nothing special, just another Thursday morning at work, where I was sitting in a conference room with my manager and two financial analysts, talking about quarterly expense adjustments. Nothing dramatic, nothing extraordinary. Just spreadsheets, numbers, coffee cups slowly going lukewarm. My life back then felt stable, predictable, comfortable. Then my phone started vibrating. At first I ignored it. I'm the guy who keeps his personal life separate from work. I don't look at messages while I'm in meetings, but it didn't stop. It just kept buzzing, constant, insistent, like an alarm that wouldn't shut off. I glanced down once just to be sure it wasn't some kind of emergency, and I saw the screen flashing over and over again of notifications. All from different people, friends, coworkers, an old classmate I hadn't talked to in years. When the meeting finally ended, I exhaled, checked my phone, and there it was. The same message repeated in different ways. Bro, your girlfriend is losing it on Instagram Live. Dude, get online now. Michael, you need to see this. I opened Instagram. She was live. That 184 viewers, and there she was, Alyssa, sitting like she owned the place on my couch, in my apartment, in the space where I have lived for 3 years. She was holding up a plastic bag from a hardware store. So yeah, she said, smiling into the camera like she was hosting a lifestyle vlog. I just bought this deadbolt kit for $43.99. I'm gonna install it myself while he's at work. He thinks he can just ignore my texts all day? Nah, when he gets home tonight, his key won't work. She laughed. She actually laughed. Then she said, let's see how he likes being on the other side for once. The comments were flooding the screen so fast I could barely read them. Yes, Queen, take what's yours. Make him suffer. This is iconic. Put his stuff outside, girl. Dump him like trash. And then the part that made my chest tighten. Oh, and for everyone asking where I'm putting his stuff. The hallway. Literally gonna pile all his crap in the hallway. He can deal with it. This is my apartment now. My apartment. That was the moment something shifted in me. Not disbelief. Not confusion. Something much colder. She was trying to steal my home. Publicly. To an audience. For applause. And here's the insane part. She genuinely thought she could. See, Alyssa had moved in with me 4 months earlier. Her roommate situation fell apart. That was how she phrased it. Reality was, her roommate threw her out for not paying rent for 3 months straight. I didn't know that until later, but that's how this pattern works. The truth always reveals itself eventually. My name was the only name on the lease. I had lived there alone for 3 years. I paid every bill, every month. Never late. She was not a tenant, not a co-owner, not on the contract. She was a guest. But Alyssa lived in a world where if she felt something, that made it truth. If she wanted something, she believed she deserved it. And if she didn't get it, someone must have wronged her. So she turned my apartment into a stage. I felt something dark rise in me, not anger, not panic, just clarity. Like my brain snapped into perfect focus. I called building security. Hey, this is Michael from Unit 914. I need assistance immediately. What's the issue, sir? My girlfriend is live streaming herself changing the locks on my apartment. She isn't on the lease. She's attempting to illegally evict me while broadcasting it to 12,000 people. Silence. Then, sir, is she seriously doing this on camera? Yes. We'll send someone up right now. I walked into my boss's office. I have an emergency. I need to leave. He looked at my face and didn't ask a single question. The drive home felt like a dream. Not fast, not panicked. I went exactly the speed limit, perfectly calm. I was not going to get pulled over while my home was being hijacked for entertainment. The live was still going. I listened through my car speakers as if it were a podcast about my own downfall. Alyssa was sitting crisscross on the floor now, surrounded by screws and metal pieces, squinting at an instruction sheet. Okay, these directions make no sense. Why are there like 3 different diagrams? Whatever, I'm a strong, independent woman. I can do this. A lock is not going to beat me. The viewer count was now 13,019. Someone commented, "Girl, is this even legal?" She read it out loud. "Is this legal?" Yeah, I've lived here for months. It's called, like, common law marriage, or whatever. He can't just, kick me out. I have rights. The top liked comment responded, "That's not how that works." She rolled her eyes. Whatever. You're not a lawyer. I walked into the lobby. Security confirmed they were on their way up. The elevator ride felt like the longest minute of my life. I could hear her voice through my door before I even touched the handle. My key still worked. Thank God. I opened the door. She looked up at me, eyes bright, phone still streaming. 14,336 viewers. Oh, look who finally showed up, she said, grabbing the phone and turning the camera toward me. Everyone say hi to Mr. Too Busy for his girlfriend. I just stared at her. Hey, Alyssa, what exactly are you doing? She stood up like she was performing on stage. What does it look like? I'm changing the locks on our apartment. No, I said, calm, cold. This is my apartment. My name, my lease. I let you stay here. As a guest, she lifted the phone closer to my face, voice sharp as broken glass. See? See how he talks to me? Like I don't matter. Like I'm nobody. Then knock, knock. Security? Her expression cracked. Panic, then rage. You called security on me? You attempted a felony, I said. On Instagram Live. The door swung open and there they were, 2 security officers. One older, tired, like he'd seen this kind of nonsense before. The other younger, trying desperately not to laugh. Their eyes flicked between me and Alyssa. Sir, you called about an illegal eviction attempt? The older officer asked, voice deadpan. Yes, I said, holding up my phone, showing the live feed and the lease in the resident portal. She's live streaming herself trying to change my locks and evict me from my own apartment. Alyssa froze for a moment, staring at them like they had personally betrayed her. Then she glared at me. You are really doing this in front of everyone? Yes, I said, calm, collected, cold. You decided to turn my home into a spectacle. You bought a $44 lock kit, drilled my door, and announced on Instagram Live that you were stealing my apartment. This is not a joke. The younger officer nodded slowly, looking at her phone still streaming. Ma'am, 14,000 people just watched you attempt to illegally evict someone, and you're asking if this is legal? She stammered, eyes darting, cheeks pale. I'm not... Sir, do you want her removed from the premises? The older officer asked. Yes, I said, and I don't think Alyssa expected that answer. The comments on her live were exploding, split down the middle, some accusing me of misogyny, others calling it the best content they'd ever seen. She tried to argue, tears springing to her eyes. I have nowhere to go, she cried. You should have thought of that before trying to steal my apartment, I said, voice steady. She wailed. I wasn't stealing. You were trying to prevent me from entering my own home, I said. That is textbook theft. The officers exchanged glances. Alyssa turned to me, pleading, You can't just throw me out on camera. You made this public, not me. Exactly, I said, folding my arms. And now you're going to take responsibility for your choices. She started packing her things, sobbing, throwing clothes into bags. The PlayStation controller flew across the room. I grabbed it mid-air. That's mine, I said. I let you use it. It doesn't belong to you, she tried to argue, but the younger officer intervened. And ma'am, if you damage any more property, the police will be called. 28 minutes later, she was done. 3 garbage bags of clothes, her laptop, makeup, all packed. She looked at me, defeated, enraged, humiliated. Every emotion at once. Security escorted her out, making sure nothing of mine disappeared in the chaos. The doorframe was damaged from her drill attempts. The half-installed deadbolt was useless. I called maintenance. $175 fix, paid by me. Expensive? Maybe, but worth every penny for my sanity. Alyssa didn't waste any time. She posted stories claiming she'd been illegally evicted and that I was abusing her. The live video circulated everywhere by midnight. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. The title? Girlfriend tries to steal apartment on Instagram Live. By morning, my phone was flooded. Friends, family, co-workers, everyone had seen it. Even my brother called. Dude, what the actual hell? She tried to steal your apartment in front of 15,000 people. Is she stupid or entitled? I just laughed. Both, I said. Alyssa's Instagram was chaos. Story after story. Claims of homelessness, claims of domestic violence. Her followers split into factions. Some screamed support, others roasted her mercilessly. She posted everything publicly. My name, my building, my workplace. Some even doxed my parking spot. Friday morning, HR at work called me in. They had received dozens of calls. I calmly explained everything, showed the video. She tried to illegally evict me from my apartment while broadcasting it live, I said. They watched the footage, horrified. We'll flag future calls as harassment, the HR director said. You should probably get a lawyer. I did. That afternoon I showed my lawyer the live, the screenshots, every post, every comment. He smiled. She recorded herself committing attempted illegal eviction. This is the easiest case I've ever had. Save everything. Don't delete a thing. If she tries to sue, we'll counter for property damage, harassment, and defamation. That night, she came back to my building. Security called immediately. Sir, she's at the lobby, refusing to leave. I smiled. Give her one warning, then call the police if she doesn't comply. 15 minutes later, officers arrived and escorted her off. No charges, just a formal trespass warning. But she was undeterred. Hashtags, posts, her followers screaming in support. Someone even doxed my personal info again. Sunday, her lawyer sent a cease and desist claiming I owed her $8,000 for rent contributions and her half of the security deposit. My lawyer responded, she never paid rent to the property. Any money exchanged was private for shared expenses. She has no claim to the deposit. She owes $175 for property damage during the lock incident. Her lawyer dropped her 3 days later. By Tuesday, she was sitting outside my apartment with her mom. We need to talk, her mom demanded. Stand back, I said. Your daughter tried to steal my apartment on Instagram Live. Her mom scoffed. She's pregnant. I stopped. You're what? Pregnant with his baby, Alyssa said, tears streaming. I laughed, not in mockery, just incredulity. When did you find out? 2 weeks ago, she said. Show me a test. I haven't been to the doctor yet, she said. Convenient, isn't it? Her mom fumed. How dare you question her? I shrugged. Well, she's trespassing. Until you provide proof, neither of you can be here. Security came up again. Same two officers, younger one smirking this time. Alyssa cried, raged, screamed about her rights. Older officer calmly stated, being pregnant does not give you tenancy rights. You were trespassing. They were escorted out again. Comments on her posts were savage. Girl, if you're pregnant, show proof. This sounds fake. You're really milking this, huh? I posted one response, a screenshot of her I'm pregnant text with the caption, waiting for proof. We'll update when provided. She never did. Week 3 escalated. She pivoted. Screenshots of emails to tenant rights organizations, legal aid societies, even local news outlets. None took her case. So she posted tutorials on Instagram teaching her followers how to establish tenancy without a lease, including forwarding mail, paying bills, and having keys. She had paid me for groceries 3 times. 3 times. My lawyer shook his head. She's teaching fraud, publicly. Court day felt like stepping into a gladiator arena, only the weapons were words, evidence, and the unbearable weight of public spectacle. I arrived with my lawyer, a USB drive bulging with every piece of proof we had. Screenshots, timestamps, the full Instagram live video. Alyssa showed up with her mother, armed to the teeth with a 3-ring binder. Tabs, sticky notes, pages upon pages. She looked confident, like she was about to crush me with her overwhelming preparation. Her opening statement was nothing short of dramatic theater. She spent 5 minutes describing how I allegedly trapped her in a relationship, how I financially abused her, and how I evicted her with no regard for her safety. He threw me out with nowhere to go, she cried, her voice shaking, eyes wide, full of theatrical despair. Kept my belongings hostage. Emotional trauma. A psychological abuse. I sat there quietly, my lawyer giving her an unreadable look that was somewhere between amusement and pity. Then it was our turn. Your Honor, my lawyer began, calm and deliberate. We had video evidence of the defendant, Ms. Alyssa Thompson, attempting to illegally evict my client from his apartment while broadcasting live to nearly 15,000 viewers. The judge leaned forward. I'll play the video. The courtroom fell silent. Alyssa's eyes widened as her own face appeared on the big screen. Every action, every word, every frantic attempt to drill the lock captured in brutal clarity. She flailed, pointing to her own footage, trying to explain it away. I wasn't stealing. I was just... Changing someone else's locks without permission is theft, my lawyer cut in. Broadcasting it publicly doesn't make it art or social justice. It's evidence. The judge watched the entire video, frame by frame. Alyssa's face, pale and sweaty, twitching with panic and frustration. The drill falling, screws scattered across the floor, her voice screaming into the camera. This was her legacy on display. "Miss Thompson," the judge said finally, voice calm but firm, "you purchased a lock-changing kit. Brought it to an apartment you do not lease. Attempted to change the locks while broadcasting it publicly. You were ignoring the law, not exercising your feelings." Alyssa opened her mouth, stammered, He ignored my texts." "And that," the judge said, eyes narrowing, "does not give you the right to steal someone's home." The breakdown of her claims was systematic and merciless. Unpaid rent contributions, $4,000. She had paid me money for groceries and utilities 3 times. Receipts? Proof? Nothing. Cost sharing does not constitute rent. No lease? No legal claim? Denied emotional distress? $3,000. She caused her own distress by attempting a criminal act publicly. Denied. Withheld property, $2,500. Security escorted her out. She collected her belongings under supervision. Denied. Moving expenses, $5,500. She voluntarily packed herself and left. Denied. Damaged belongings, $1,000. She had no evidence that I damaged any property. Denied. The judge's voice was almost surgical, slicing through her arguments. Filing frivolous lawsuits wastes court time and resources. You are ordered to pay $350 in court costs. Any further harassment of the plaintiff may result in a restraining order. Alyssa sobbed. Uncontrollable, silent tears. Her mother screamed at me outside the courtroom. "You've destroyed her life." I stayed calm. She destroyed her own life on Instagram Live, publicly, to 15,000 people. One mistake led to 50 more. All recorded, all public. All her fault, my lawyer grinned. Judge demolished her case completely. Alyssa left humiliated, beaten in every way possible without criminal charges. But this was only the beginning. After court, the internet had fully erupted. The Instagram Live, now titled "Girlfriend Tries to Steal Apartment," went viral. Millions of views across platforms. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. People were dissecting every second. Alyssa became infamous for the wrong reasons. Her followers dropped from 14,000 to 6,000. The ones who remained were not supporters. They were train wreck watchers. She moved back with her parents, 2 hours away, posting story after story, trying to rewrite history. I was on the lease. Lie. I paid rent. Lie. It was a misunderstanding. Oh, lie. Every attempt to gaslight the internet failed spectacularly. The comments roasted her mercilessly. Girl, we all saw the video. You can't gaslight 15,000 people at once. I, on the other hand, returned to my apartment, my life, my peace. Locks fixed, door frame repaired, building security updated. Alyssa was permanently banned. I upgraded to smart locks, ring cameras, and internal security cameras. Paranoid? Maybe. Reasonable? Absolutely. Dating life? Back on track. I told a new date about the story. She laughed in disbelief. You really just calmly called it entertainment for her followers? Yes, that's exactly what I did. Because she wanted an audience. She got it, just not the one she imagined. People ask if I feel bad, regret humiliating her. No, she humiliated herself. Every consequence, viral fame, lost followers, court defeat, was a result of her own choices. I sit on my couch, the apartment quiet. My home, my sanctuary. Alyssa, somewhere at her parents' house, still spinning her narrative, still claiming victimhood. The internet knows better. 3.2 million people know better, and it will never forget. After all this chaos, after the trial, after the internet virus, my life has returned to an almost normal rhythm. Almost, because now I know that no one warns you when your personal space becomes a public theater. But I have learned to protect it. My apartment has become my refuge again. The door has been repaired, new smart locks installed, ring cameras check every corner. Now I can see who's at the door even when I'm at work. Paranoia? Maybe. But after someone tried to rob your apartment live on TV, reasonable caution is no longer an option, but a necessity. Alice? She disappeared from my life. She moved in with her parents, 2 hours away from the city. They say she still complains about me and is planning her comeback on social media. But I don't touch her posts anymore. The internet remembers everything. Millions of people saw her attempt to steal my home. Every move, every lie, every cry, it's all on record. She became famous, but not in the way she wanted. Her reputation is ruined. Her 14,000 followers have dwindled to 6,000. Only those who are waiting for new disasters remain. I went back to work, to my friends, to my normal life. HR at the office blocked all calls and emails from her supporters. My work isn't suffering. My life isn't suffering. The court brought a legal conclusion. Her lawsuit was completely dismissed, $350 in court costs. The only trifle I left her is an illusion of victory. I started dating again. On my first date after all this, I told the story as an anecdote. She listened, laughing. Did you really say calmly that it was entertainment for her followers? Yes, that's exactly how it was. But there is an important lesson. Public scenes and social media are powerful weapons, and it's easy to hurt yourself more than anyone else with them. She wanted fame, she got it, but in the form of a public failure, I no longer feel sorry for her. Every choice she made, broadcasting her crimes, lying about her pregnancy, lawsuits, harassment, led to consequences. And now those consequences are her personal story, her legacy. 3.2 million views and 1 million comments remind me it's not my fault, it's the result of her actions. My house is mine again. My door works. My life flows peacefully. Alice? She's somewhere telling her side of the story. The internet knows the truth. And it will never forget the video she filmed and posted herself. I sometimes think if she hadn't turned on the camera, it would have been just an argument between two people. But she chose the public arena. And in that arena, she lost, completely without a chance. And in that, I think, lies the moral of the story. Your actions have consequences, especially when they are public, and no one can rewrite the video recording of your own mistake. Thank you for staying with me until the end. How would you have acted in the protagonist's place? Write your thoughts in the comments. More fresh and controversial stories every day on my profile. Like and subscribe to this channel.